What is going on? I'm super excited for today's tip because it's something that a lot of us put on the back burner, but it's something that's so important. So, I want to talk about self-care and showing yourself self-love, but also to rethink the reasons why you're doing it. And also, it might not look like, taking that shower alone or exercising or doing like a tangible something to count for self-care. So, what I mean by this, for me, I know all the hype is like showering alone doesn't count as self care or going to the grocery store alone doesn't count as self care. I get it. Like, if you need, like, for you to fill your cup, if you need to, like, go shopping or if you need to, schedule a spa day, whatever that is for you, you need to know what that is. For me, showering alone, going to the store alone, driving alone, doing anything alone, for me to be with my thoughts, that is what fills my cup. That is what allows me to, pour into myself, let it be through meditation, prayer, just thinking, being with my thoughts, and then be able to give back out, to others. So for me, it's just being alone. It doesn't matter what the activity looks like, what the tangible thing is. It's just that act of, being in my thoughts. So think about, what that is for you, what those tangible things of self-care might be. But also, this is where I challenge you to think differently. And this is where it's almost like, oh, okay, like, if you really want to, work from the inside out and really have that deep, unconditional self-love for yourself, this is what is going to help you with self-care. So think about, maybe a tip of the iceberg might be those tangible activities, exercise, bubble baths, or getting a massage, or scheduling that spa day, or whatever that might be, whatever that activity might be that you consider self-care. Awesome, great, do it, okay? But then think about that iceberg that's under the water. All those things that we might push to the back of our minds, or that we might be struggling with, or that might be a root cause to a hardship that we're growing through at the moment. Think of all that stuff underneath the surface. Maybe you're struggling setting boundaries, or you're struggling saying no to certain things. You might be having difficulty letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. What are those things that possibly you could really hone in on? You could really get behind the scenes, get deep rooted to, what's something that you might be struggling with. Focus on that. So that's what I love to do when I am driving alone, or when, again, my self care is like just being alone to be with my thoughts, because that's when I could really get to the deep root of something that I need to overcome, or something that I'm struggling with, or something that I just want to get stronger in. So, for example, like allowing yourself to cry or just to feel your feelings. That is huge. And to set boundaries. If you know that you're someone that is a people pleaser, always saying yes, you might need to learn how to set boundaries to find things that are going to bring you joy, or that are going to alleviate stress, alleviate overwhelm. Set those boundaries, learn to say no. And with that, maybe letting go of certain attachments or things that you've been struggling with, letting them go, having those difficult conversations. So think about learning. Okay, this is another one. Learning maybe what your triggers are to set up anxiety, or to set up overwhelm or stress, or those things that bring you not so good feelings. Learning what those triggers are. That's something that's so crucial, and things that I took a lot of time in is learning my triggers. Learning that, if I'm going away on vacation, I need to front load whatever it is, cleaning the house, doing work activities. I need to front load before I go on vacation, or else I'm not going to be able to be settled on vacation. So it's things like that, learning what those triggers are. That was a really odd example of a trigger, but that, just for brief example, that's kind of learning what sets you off, or learning, what makes you fall into a spiral of anxiety or overwhelm or a funk or things like that, because that's going to help you work through that moment even quicker. So rethink, think differently of what self-care is to you. And again, like, there's like, I feel like it's trending right now with, self-care shouldn't be showering alone, but you need to know, you best. So you need to know, what are those things? What are those activities? What are those exercises? That mindset exercise, like, what are those things that are going to help fill your cup? And if there's those underlying deep rooted things, how can you overcome that? So, feeling your emotions, setting boundaries, letting go of certain attachments, ridding negativity, learning what your triggers are. Those are just examples of things that could really, really help, really cultivate even a deeper relationship and self-love for yourself, but also for your life. So I hope that helps, and I would love for you to drop a comment, send me a message. I was going to say email. Send me a message, and I would love to talk further.